Every day, he traded tomorrow's freedom for today's comfort. And when tomorrow finally came, he had nothing left. In a merchant city where time moved like sand through glass, two young men each inherited a magic coin. This wasn't ordinary money. Every morning, the coin would give them a choice: keep it and watch it grow into more coins tomorrow, or spend it today and get something you want right now. One man became the wealthiest person in the city. The other died with empty pockets and regrets. The first man's name was Ferris. On the first morning, Ferris woke up and his magic coin gave him the choice. If he kept the coin, tomorrow it would become 2 coins. But if he spent it today, he could buy something he wanted right now. Ferris looked at the market. He saw fresh bread that smelled amazing. He thought, 1 coin for bread today, or 2 coins tomorrow. Tomorrow feels so far away. I'm hungry now. So Ferris spent the coin on bread. It tasted good. He felt satisfied. And the next morning, his magic coin reset. Same choice appeared. Keep it for tomorrow, or spend it today. Again, Ferris chose today. He saw new sandals in the market. His old ones were worn. Why wait for tomorrow when he could have comfort now? This became his pattern. Every single day, Ferris faced the same choice. And every single day, he chose immediate pleasure over future growth. A new robe because his looked old. Sweets because they tasted good. Entertainment because he was bored. Wine because he worked hard. Small things. Things that felt harmless. Things that seemed worth it in the moment. People saw Ferris and thought he was doing fine. He always had something new. He always looked comfortable. He never seemed to struggle with money. But what they didn't see was the cost. Every coin Ferris spent today was a coin that would have become to tomorrow. 2 that would have become 4. 4 that would have become 8. By choosing today over and over again, Ferris was selling his future 1 coin at a time. 10 years passed. Ferris had lived comfortably. He ate well. He dressed nicely. He enjoyed every moment. But when he looked at what he owned, he had nothing that lasted. The bread got eaten. The clothes wore out. The entertainment ended. Everything he bought disappeared. And his magic coin, still giving him the same choice every day, still offering the same deal. But Ferris had trained himself to always choose now. He couldn't even imagine waiting anymore. 20 years passed. Ferris was older. His body was weaker. He couldn't work as much. And he realized something terrifying. He had spent 20 years choosing today, and now today was all he had. No savings, no investments, no wealth that grew while he aged. Ferris had sold his entire future for 20 years of small daily pleasures. The second man's name was Jabir. On his first morning, Jabir also faced the choice. Spend the coin today or keep it for tomorrow when it becomes 2. Jabir looked at the bread. He wanted it. He was hungry. But then he thought, if I wait 1 day, I'll have 2 coins. With 2 coins, I can buy bread and still have 1 left over. So Jabir didn't spend the coin. He ate something simple at home. He went to sleep. The next morning, his magic coin had become 2 coins, just as promised. Now Jabir had another choice. Spend both coins today, or keep them and let them become for tomorrow. Jabir kept them. The next day, 4 coins. He kept those too. Day 5, 8 coins. Day 7, 16 coins. Day 10, over 1,000 coins. This is when things got interesting. Jabir took some of his coins and invested them in a merchant's caravan. The merchant used the money to buy goods and sell them in distant cities. When the merchant returned, he gave Jabir a share of the profits. Now Jabir's money was growing into ways. His magic coin multiplied every day he didn't spend it. And his investments made additional money on top of that. Within 1 year, Jabir had more coins than most people saw in a lifetime. But here's the important part. Jabir didn't change his lifestyle. He still lived simply. He still chose tomorrow over today. He kept saying no to instant pleasure and yes to future freedom. People thought Jabir was crazy. They'd see him wearing simple clothes while Ferris wore fancy robes. They'd see him eating plain meals while Ferris feasted. They thought Ferris was winning, but Jabir wasn't suffering. He was building. Every day he said no to now was a day he built a better later. By year 10, Jabir was wealthy beyond measure. His investments had grown. His magic coins had multiplied thousands of times. He could buy anything he wanted, but by then, he had learned something valuable. He didn't need much to be happy. By year 20, Jabir owned land, businesses, and had more money than he could spend in 3 lifetimes. He was free, completely free. He could work if he wanted or rest if he chose. His future was secure. One day, old and broken, Ferris saw Jabir walking through the city, surrounded by respect and wealth. Ferris was barely surviving, living day to day, still making the same choice he'd made for 40 years. Spend today, worry about tomorrow later. Ferris stopped Jabir and said, "We started with the same magic coin, same choice every morning. How did you become so wealthy while I stayed poor?" Jabir looked at him with kindness and said, "Because I chose tomorrow. You chose today." Ferris didn't understand. Jabir explained, "Every morning, you traded your future for your present. A coin today instead of 2 tomorrow. Comfort now instead of freedom later. You sold your future in tiny pieces until you had nothing left. I did the opposite. I traded my present for my future. I said no to things I wanted today so I could say yes to everything I wanted tomorrow. And now tomorrow is here. I'm free. You're still choosing." Here's what most people never realize about money. Every time you buy something you don't need, you're selling a piece of your future. That coffee you didn't need to buy. That subscription you forgot about. That impulse purchase that felt good for 5 minutes. Each one is a small trade. Present comfort for future freedom. Ferris represents how most people live. They optimize for today. They buy things that make them feel good right now. They trade long-term wealth for short-term pleasure. And 50 years later, they're still broke and wondering why. Jabir represents how wealthy people think. They delay gratification. They say no to things that don't matter so they can say yes to things that do. They choose future freedom over present comfort. This is the real difference between rich and poor. Not income, not luck, but the daily choice between now and later. Most people can't delay gratification for even 1 day. They see something they want and they buy it. They feel an urge and they satisfy it immediately. They choose today every single time. But wealth is built by people who can wait. People who can say no today so they can say yes forever. Ferris sold his future one coin at a time. Jabir bought his future one choice at a time. Your magic coin is every dollar you earn, every time you spend it on something temporary. You're choosing today. Every time you save or invest it, you're choosing tomorrow. Most people choose today and wonder why tomorrow never comes. Stop selling your future. Start building it.